lessons on leadership, faith, and family from the moments that we shared as kids and now as adults. In a world full of fast and edgy, we hope this podcast helps you slow down and appreciate the wholesome things of life. If you or your family enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow along wherever you listen to podcasts. Gentlemen, welcome to the pilot episode. We've talked about it. The moment is here. It's good to see you guys.
Great to see you. Joseph, you're looking just fly with that background, I got to tell you.
Thank you. I worked endlessly on it. No, I'm just kidding.
Looks well done.
Oh, listen, we're grateful that you've tuned in to watch today, wherever you're watching from. This is something that we have dreamed about for just a little while now. I think it was Jonathan's idea first, so I got to start out by giving him credit. He said, what if we did a podcast? And so actually the next steps were like, all right, well, why, what, who, what's the situation there? And that lands us to today. And so we're still asking some of those questions. We're going to ask some of those questions today. But we're grateful that you've tuned in and do trust that this podcast will provide some value to your life. We are going to talk about our faith, our family. We're going to talk about leadership and do a lot of it from just kind of reminiscing in the good old days. So forgive us when we do that. There will be some of that, and looking forward to diving into things. So, gentlemen, before we begin, anything else we need to talk about?
Oh, we've got 10 questions we're going to get into, so we got a whole full stack of things to ask, and I think let's get right in.
Let's do it. On this episode, pilot episode, we said we're going to ask 10 questions about the Wicks brothers, and so this will help you guys better understand us. We're going to pre-assume that most people watching now are people who know us already, and so we're not going to go like crazy, but there are some of you who stumbled upon this podcast. You don't even know what you found yet. Like, the richness is going to be incredible. But first question of the 10, Jonathan, I'm going to ask you this question because it was your idea to start with. The question comes in, why are you doing a podcast? What's our why?
Our why of the podcast, great question. You got to start there. The things I thought of were, first, it's I wanted to have a chance to hang out together. As life gets busy, we always love getting the three of us together and chatting. This kind of gives us a scheduled time to do it, and so that I think we're all a bit nostalgic by nature, while also being like really rooted in the current world, and so it gives us a chance to combine those things. I think it was a bit of, I wanted to have something that our parents could watch and actually see that we did appreciate some things about the way we grew up, and then maybe something also for our kids to watch down the road, just to kind of gather some of the, like you said, the old stories and things, and kind of put them in a formalized collection. So that's kind of the why from my perspective.
I like that, and obviously, with that being the why, there's going to be some informalness to this. And so we joked about different backgrounds, different lighting, different microphones, but ultimately we're all just sitting in random places, chatting, and that's going to be the future. I think the podcast, Jonathan's got a motto. What's your motto? The end is better than beginning. And so we're just starting humbly so that the end is in fact better than the beginning. So,
That's right.
But that's our why. And
Which might be a theme for this first episode a little bit of because it's the first one, and that's going to be natural of just there'll be some glitches, and we'll grow hopefully and get better at this, but might be a consistent theme we see.
Humble beginnings is the way it should be, right?
Yeah, I like that.
Absolutely.
Later. But that's our first question.
Question
number 2. Question 2.
Question 2 is this one, kind of with that, thinking back to our beginnings. I think I'm going to ask Joseph this one. Question 2, how would you describe our upbringing in our childhood and things like that?
Well, man, we should all get an opportunity to answer this one, but I will go first. I think humble beginnings is a good place to start. We grew up in a home of a pastor. Our dad began pastoring just a small church of 3 people, worked a side job doing True Green lawn care. And from then, Shout out to True Green. The church grew over the years, of course, if you know the story. But I mean, it was humble beginnings. I would have been 4 years old, 5 years old, 5 years old. I think when we moved to maybe just four only. When we moved to Nebraska, you guys just a little bit younger, and so that was our early ages. We grew up in Nebraska. But if I were to use a couple more words, I would say wholesome. I think wholesome's a word that I've learned to lean into, and that would have been our upbringing. And then it was strict by today's standard, and probably even then standard. It was pretty strict, which obviously created some of the wholesomeness. And it was a good life because it was in Nebraska, of course.
Yeah, it was very diverse when you think about looking back at it a little bit. That we were involved in so many different things for being so wholesome and more conservative family. It's not like we were, a one track, family where this is just all we did, or just seems like
What
we were
were
in
some of those things that you're thinking of?
Yeah, I just think like 4-H. I mean, I was
Yeah,
at a rodeo a week ago or so, and they were barrel racing, and I told somebody, yeah, I remember I won a trophy barrel racing, and it's just like you forget, like that was a part of our life that we'd load up horses and trailers, and so baseball, sports, animals, church, school, community, all sorts of just different things.
Shout out the trophy. If you see it, I added it to the collection. I don't know if y'all see it on there. Might be too tight,
Is
but
that a
it's
Jeep
there.
on there? What's on the top of that?
A horse, of course. That's keyhole,
Horse.
baby.
Oh, keyhole.
I think maybe it was barrels, but
I don't have the trophy anymore because some of us are apparently
Some of them moved on.
still in that. But I correct me if I'm wrong, but I've claimed this pridefully for quite some time in my life. But I think I'm the only one to ever win a trophy in the sheep showing contests. Because we showed a lot of sheep in our day, but we weren't quite successful in the sheep showing as far as like winning trophies. But I think I remember
Background on that. Our dad was very good, and he was like state champion, all this stuff. And so he wanted us to kind of follow in those footsteps. And you're right, we had all the energy and enthusiasm, not oftentimes the results that were the same way. But I didn't know you even won a trophy, Jesse. That's well done.
I have no trophies, so you think you're right on that.
if Joseph won a trophy, it would be displayed.
It'd be there. It'd be there.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, on to question 3. I agree with all those things. What a great summation of our life. We will get into so much of that on this podcast, just a lot about growing up and diving into it because it was a unique one, but one I think that folks can replicate to some extent too. And I think we've all tried to replicate that a little bit in the way we've had our families. So Jesse, question to you on question 3. Who was this podcast designed for? Like who are we speaking to, or folks that maybe we'd want to speak to beyond our mom and dad?
Sure. Our parents and our kids apparently is
That's true.
So
I hope they listen.
and they'll be. We have a few odds and bets on who our first subscribers might be. So we're really kind of curious who these people are. But we do hope it's people that do enjoy some banter, because one thing our family and even our relationship between the brothers have been, it's been pretty honest and humorous as far as just a banter and make fun of each other. So we do enjoy some good banter. But with that, we want to try to appeal to those that desire to learn from our experiences and then share in those experiences that we're still trying to learn now with our families, with our adventures and our ventures. So all different types of people there that maybe are desiring to grow, but also that just want to enjoy a good time. We're hoping to have a good time.
Good time will be had. And we've been blessed with an army of people that are in our lives from so many different, time frames. And obviously we come from a big family. And so there's a lot of people that, if nothing else, out of curiosity, are probably watching today. And man, we hope to give you guys some laughs, but also some value at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dozens and dozens of listeners.
Hundreds, one might say.
No way for it.
All right, so let's talk personal for a minute. Jonathan, tell the masses, what does life look like for you in this modern day that we live? It's March. No, it's April of 2026. What's going on in your life?
Yeah, well, first it's Masters Week, so lots going on in my life.
No.
Go with the Masters. Uh, no, but life is here in Arizona, where I moved about 6 years ago, and that is Tempe, Arizona, is home now, and so I have been, entrepreneur my whole adult life. Really, started a first company when I was in college as a 19-year-old, and I've continued to start companies throughout my life so far. The company that I've really been involved with in my day-to-day world, mostly in terms of my work world, is Well and Good. It's a servicing company for vacation rentals. Started here in Arizona, and now we have locations across the country doing work within like the Airbnb space of vacation rentals, servicing those homes and such. And so that's the work world. On
When
my
are, Question on the work road. When are you going to get property service out of the country so you can say around the world? That would be cool. If you said servicing
comment,
properties. Let's
yeah,
go. All
like
right. Just wanted to
everything,
make sure it's on your radar. Not sure if you
like
had thought of that,
everything,
but
it's
it'd
like,
sound cool.
what are we working on right now? Everything. And yes, that is one of those things we are working on. So
Love it.
it's coming. A lot of people stay in vacation rentals across the world. That's kind of one of the ways I got into vacation rentals. And
Yeah.
you just want some confidence when you're staying at these homes that it's going to be like fully ready for you, and there's going to be like maybe toilet paper. You're not going to have to go to the store and like all that stuff. And so,
Have you
famous.
considered creating like a standard of excellence? Just kidding. I'm just just baiting you now. Sorry.
Only did that. Yeah, and then other things, my family life. I got married actually here just about a year ago.
Yes,
Bobby put
sir.
a picture on the screen of the little family here, and so Bobby's got two kiddos, Brody and Emily, 10-year-old and 6-year-old, that are part of
They're
our
awesome.
fam, and then we've got a little one on the way coming here
That's
May
awesome.
21st. New Wickses in 26. Let's go, bringing
It
it,
must
bringing
rhyme.
it out.
That Jonathan has a rhyme for this is just so typical. I mean, that is
What if
just
you would have had a baby last year?
oh, he would.
5. That's tough. All
We will
right. Good thing it
strive
rhymed.
to be alive in 25, like those kind of things.
That's crazy. In the
Uh,
preacher voice too. I like that.
yeah. So that's life now. I'm
That's good.
involved with the family life, with the work life. Try to play golf when I can, as we all probably do. But
Do you have any
getting
animals at your property?
Oh, do we? Yes. So part of the world that we grew up in, our
Mm.
dad was a farmer, and again he became a
Right.
preacher, but he wanted us to have a little bit of that like farm life, and so I'm the same way. I'm a business owner, but I want my kids to have some of the livestock world. So I live in a cul-de-sac where we have two goats, a giant tortoise, and a dog just roaming around. Yesterday we had a duck fly in too. So
Well, that is
we're
good.
growing the farm.
Which Jonathan
I
always
don't.
has been a little bit more of the animal. Like if there was a who's going to be the farmer out of the group, it seemed like Jonathan was the odds favorite there.
I don't know though. After seeing that video yesterday of your pregnant wife chasing the goats, I'm not sure your farming days are much more, but she crushed it. That was
She's
awesome. I wish I could say like insert the video here, but I don't think that she would like that. And so if you
yeah.
follow the Bobby Wicks, then you
Yeah.
probably saw that and would appreciate that.
Bobby B has the goats on the chopping block pretty much every other day as to whether they're going to stay in the
Oh,
in the farm
love
here.
it.
But yes, so that's life on my side. Yeah.
Question number 5, Joseph. This one's for you. The question is: will you have guests on the podcast? Give us a little insight of what the future of the podcast will look like in the guest list.
Okay, for one, I'm going to just say I find a little bit of offense that anybody would need more than us three. I'm just saying. But since people are already asking so soon, yes, we are going to bring some guests on the podcast. It might not be till season 2, just because we can't let people overtake us. We got to establish who we are. But no, we're going to have some guests on the podcast for sure. We've talked about some family. In fact, my daughter, she's 17. When she heard we were doing a podcast, that was the first thing she asked me was, can I be a guest on the podcast? And so she is dying to be, if I'm allowed to name drop, she's dying to be the next Sadie Robertson Huff, who has a Whoa, That's Good podcast. And so she's been
Well,
inspired by that
if
one.
there's an odds-on favorite, it's got to be for the first guest. Jalen is just she brings in a key demographic. She's got the Gen Zs.
She
Yeah.
does. She does. But we would love to hear from our listeners, all of you out there. Who would you like to see as a guest on the podcast? Who would be interesting? Who do you guys think would be the most famous person that we could realistically get on this podcast? Just throw out a name. Who do you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if
Nobody.
I don't know if my connections will go this far in this area. I think you guys are more well traveled and well recognized in certain political and business markets. So who do you got
Something
there?
tells me Joseph asked this question because he's got an answer in itself, and so
Yeah.
I'm just gonna pass and defer to Joseph. Who you got?
No, I mean, I was genuinely wondering if there's anybody famous. I know Shaquille O'Neal. He lives in this area, but I don't think he's coming on our podcast. But I see him on the regular, just because
Yeah,
he
this
lives in
could
Henry
quickly
County,
devolve to
Georgia.
I met this guy one time on an airplane. I mean, we could go a lot of directions there, but I think
Yeah, I
what
mean,
we were taught was to kind of keep things, influence our world, not going after the big masses. So we are all, the celebrity of our circle.
there will be no big names. All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Jalen and Shaquille O'Neal. Guess one, guess two. We got
Done.
All right, Jesse, question 6. We're moving right along. It is question 6. What does your life look like right now, Jesse Wicks?
Well, there's the phrase "life is not busy, life is full." So I like that. I like that.
Strong.
Of life is just very full in my life right now. Very grateful. I've been serving. I'm here in the office of my school, and been here serving as a school administrator for 16 years in Nebraska, in the same school that our ministry, our church, started years ago. And so I came back here after college and took over the school, and I've been involved in this as well as the church side of things for 16 years now, which is hard to believe. And God has been so good to us as far as Justine and I. We've been married. I think there'll be a picture. Married for 17 years now, and have 5 amazing kiddos. And those kids keep us busy, if nothing else, all the way from 12 down to 2. And just an absolute hoot to be around. And we just have a blast doing anything and everything we can together, from camping to playing games, to sports, to just hanging out. So that's definitely very full, between school, between church, between family, not particularly in any order there, but that, and then dabble a little bit with real estate things as a realtor. And so that definitely keeps me busy as well in other aspects. And so done a little bit of properties and different things, but life is just very full, but fun, I mean, I play the song every time we are in a moment. The song I start singing, "You're gonna miss this, you're gonna want this back," to my wife, and she hates it, because it's just, she's like, "Stop it, no, that's ruining it, the moment." Partly because I'm singing, but also because life is just very chaotic and fun, but it is the moments of the present, which is very, very enjoyable. So I lead a small group at the church that we've been doing for years now, and so we are pretty involved, really close connections with those families and couples. We meet in homes and have Bible studies and that too. And so that's a really special group in this area for us. So yeah, a little bit about what my life looks like.
Don't you wish there was a way to know that you're living in the good old days before you leave the good old days?
We get Michael Scott on the episode.
I butchered it, but yeah, that wasn't
Oh yeah,
Michael
you can
Scott.
barely see Michael Scott right up here. He is in my frame.
We got Michael Scott. Nice.
Yeah,
Representing.
I'm introducing
but I do
Bobby
have
to
a
The
t-shirt.
Office right now. She never watched The Office before,
Never
and so
watched
we're
The Office.
in it, like we're watching it through, and
Wow.
like just awesome.
Love
Yeah.
that.
We're not huge TV people, but I think that would be an interesting episode of, best TV series of all time,
Oh, I thought you were saying like my family's not huge TV people, so I don't know what you're talking about. I thought that's what he was trying to flex on us here.
It's not like we watch. I don't
Unsure what this office thing you're talking about is, but
know what this TV you speak of is. Mama says that's the devil.
The
My
television.
mama said that's the devil.
Well, that would be a good topic episode in future days, though. It's great. TV.
But I do have a T-shirt that does have that exact phrase. I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've left them, because it is something that
Strong.
I feel like we're living today, and just very, very grateful for the full life that God has given us in the good life. The one of the few that have stayed in
That's
the good
true.
life, in the Central Time Zone. So
Jesse is the only one that's still in the home state of our upbringing, the home state of the great Nebraska Husker football team, the home state where it all began. But let's talk about that for a moment. Jonathan alluded to the fact that as a Husker fan, we are the most optimistic in the offseason. But let's talk practical here with the Husker football team next fall, just ramping up for their great success that's upcoming one of these decades. What is our record going to be next year? I need you guys to give
This is an
quick
official
input.
question, right? This question sucks.
This is it. Yeah. What is? Yeah, this is an official one. Oh, question number
kidding on the
7. Question
diehard.
number 7.
Question 7. You'll see a picture of the whole family here. This is the first one we've got a full family with the siblings, and we are all diehard. I mean, that just comes with the nature of it. My prediction for this upcoming year is probably optimistic. We win 8 games. Give us 8 games and beat Iowa at the end of it, and I'll be happy as a clam.
Only 8 games is optimistic. That's unfortunate. Jesse, what are you saying?
I'm probably less optimistic. I mean, we had 22,000 people at our spring game, which could actually bode well for us, because in years that we've had 90,000 our spring game, we aren't bowl eligible at the end of the year. So maybe this will work out. But it is interesting. I do like that there's less hype, so maybe there'll be more actual substance. But give me a 6-6 year, but with an Iowa victory to seal bowl eligibility, and that makes the year seem more successful than it was. Yeah. That's what I would predict.
I hate that you guys are probably right with these bad predictions, especially because our calendar, our schedule's hard. I mean, that's the thing.
Hard.
If we had next year's team, which is obviously going to be great, with last year's schedule, I'd say it's a 9-win team. But I'll split the difference between you guys and say 7 wins. If we don't beat Iowa, I feel like we should have a penalty for us, but we'll talk more about that as the time gets closer. But we obviously it matters to beat the clowns next door. So forgive me, Iowa fans, if you're listening.
And forgive all of our listeners that don't give a flying flip about football. We just inserted that as a formal question into our thing.
But I mean, if you care about us, you care about football.
100%. I think that's right. Yeah.
That's good. Question number 8. Let's move on to things that maybe people care about, maybe not. But question number 8, Joseph, what does life look for you now?
A wise man once said, life can be busy or life can be full. I'm just kidding. The worst. Man, we are living in Georgia, a place I never would have thought we'd live in. But for the past 4 years, 5 years, something like that, my wife and I, insert picture, have been living in Georgia. And we have 3 children, a 17-year-old, a 15-year-old, and an 11-year-old. And they are a joy. They're active, always doing stuff, whether it be sports or activities and various ventures. But it's crazy to have teenagers. 2 out of the 3 are in the teen world. Carson, my middle, just started driving first time last week. And so it's a crazy world right now for us. But we are here in Georgia because we serve with an organization called Medical Missions Outreach. That's what brought us down here to this foreign land that we live in. And we base out of here. We do international missions work all around the world. And so Cindy and I just got back from Kenya last weekend and had a good clinic there. Providing free clinics in underdeveloped countries is what we do. So that's what we do vocationally. We also have a little homestead farm, so to speak. We breed fish. We have a school of fish. We have a singular turtle. We got a flock of chickens. We got a herd of dogs. We got it all here on the farm. So if you ever want a field trip, come on out and see us. But yeah, that's it.
A plug for MMO. for those listening that don't know about the organization, because there is a unique audience here that we might have some people that don't know each other, like they might know just one of the boys, but if you've never looked into medical missions outreach, do make sure to do that.
Great organization. Joseph does well in that, but yeah, good. He does fit Georgia really well. If you know anything about Joseph, he loves the Georgia, area and things like that. But he does have a nice.
He likes things to be real slow and kind of, take time on that. Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah, that's it.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so we kind of got ourselves caught up. We've got just a few minutes left here as we're wrapping up this podcast. We've been talking about this. It kind of went public a few days ago that we're doing a podcast. Let's talk about initial reactions overall about the podcast, just like reactions maybe from others or reactions from ourselves. Jesse, you want to start us initial reactions you're hearing?
Yeah, it's interesting that, when you said what was our reaction when Jonathan said this, I said there's no way that any of us have any capacity to do this or margin in our life to do this. It was kind of like, oh yeah, that sounds interesting. It'd be fun. So that was my first reaction of like, wow, like, trying to find the schedule and things like that. But others have been, very supportive, and whether it's just kids in our school or random people we knew that saw the posts come out, which I think some saw it before I even saw it, like we're having a podcast, which was funny.
Things move fast.
But news to me. But they were optimistic. They're very kind about. No, I mean, we're really looking forward to seeing this. When's the first episode dropping and things like that. So they're very kind to us, even though we don't. They might not still be here listening, but we appreciate the optimism.
For those that have reached the 30-minute point, shout out to you. The thing, about that, I didn't necessarily look at this and be like, it would be so fun. I did want to keep up with each other, but I did feel like we kind of needed to do this too. It's a bit like, hey, we don't have time for this, but we need to do it. Well, we might talk about that in future episodes. Joseph, what are some initial reactions on your side?
Man,